what the New York Giants are thinking right now, as Saquon Barkley is a game away from going to the Super Bowl. Joe Schoen has painted a pretty picture for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, it's just we always harken back to.
It feels amazing. Last year it was tough year for me mentally. Did a really good job of.
They love the Cowboys.
I'm gonna stop you for a second. I'm gonna let the crowd take this one. You guys listen at home. They are saying thank you, Giants.
Because you have to. I mean, the Eagles are not in this position. The way Jalen Hurts is playing, the way their offense is playing, they're not in this position unless Saquon Barkley has 26 carries for 205 and 2 touchdowns. He currently has the third most rushing yards in a single season in NFL history. That includes the playoffs. It's not the single season record. It's the total season record for the most rushing yards. He has the third most in NFL history right now as the Philadelphia Eagles not a walloping, but beat the Rams 28-22. It was that Saquon Barkley dash for 78 that sealed it at the end. Jalen Hurts gets hurt on that third down sack in the end zone, causing the safety. I mean, Joe Schoen is still sitting there looking at his phone going, well, the Bears are driving up the price and the Eagles are out. How can a guy be so wrong about everything so many times?
3rd and 4. They'll run out of it. Big opening, Barkley. There he goes. Barkley going to ring the bell again. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
It's literally just disgusting to watch as a Giant fan. Now, some Giant fans who still have their heads up their asses, and there's a lot of them, are saying, well, Saquon Barkley wouldn't have been doing this on the Giants. No, he would not have been doing this on the Giants. But Saquon Barkley is a guy that's worth at least 4 to 5 wins on your team. We've talked about the 22 playoff run. There were at least 4 games, technically 5, that the Giants do not win that season without Saquon Barkley. The Giants won, 6 games the year before and down to 3 the next year? Well, there's 3 wins you could have had with Saquon. Yes, would it have changed anything? No. Would he have had the same season that he had before? No. But you let a guy walk for nothing. People are like, where are you going to get that compensatory pick? Yeah, but you let a guy of Saquon Barkley's talent and Saquon Barkley's ability walk for nothing. Because you can't have a $45 million quarterback handing off to a $12 million running back because this is the year of Daniel Jones. Oh, dear Lord. And I mean, that Hard Knocks was the glimpse into the soul of all New York Giants fans. And like I said, it's just so apropos.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Because now we're watching not only the Washington Commanders play the Philadelphia Eagles, but I can always harken back to Joe Schoen's son that says you better get Jaden Daniels because you're not going to have this job forever. Even his kid knew that Joe did not have the chops to be a general manager. When this season started, I said the Giants were going to be last in the division. I said they're probably going to be a 4 to 5 win team. They're going to be last in the division. I then had the Eagles at the top. I had the Dallas Cowboys, and then I had the Commanders behind the Dallas Cowboys. And I even said, you know what? I think all 3 could make the playoffs. But I said I thought the Commanders were going to be more of a 500 team. Well, not really 500 because we play 17 games, but more of an 8-win team. Evidently, you needed to swap the Commanders with the Cowboys. And in this 4-team division, this 4-team race, with the players that we have, where are the Giants going to go up? Where are they going up to? You don't have a quarterback. Everyone wants to, bang the drum for Tyrone Tracy, but the league has now got film on him. He's got fumbling issues. So we're going to continuously wait for Tyrone Tracy to be Saquon Barkley. I love that because here's Saquon Barkley in the snow.
What's up, Philly? Thank you guys so much for the love, the support you guys had. And, hey, at the end of the day, I got to go through Philly. We'll see y'all next week.
They're going to play 3 games at home in Philadelphia. Probably one of the easiest home trips, one of the easy home trips to get into the Super Bowl. And we literally just helped the Eagles potentially go all the way. We have to feel good. We have to feel good about ourselves. We got to feel good about our team. We got to feel good about the fact that our general manager's a moron. Brandon Brown is now being looked at as the potential general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders. There's always an idiot. There's always an idiot on Twitter.
Stupid giant Twitter post.
Oh, and this is going to go out to, I can't remember his name. It's 1925 Giant something. He's a mod. He's a mod for certain channels. So that's his claim to fame. Oh, and he covers high school football. But he just doesn't seem to understand or get that you can't just keep giving away people for free. You can't just give away talent and mismanage you can't have that $45 million quarterback handed off to that $12 million running back because that's the year of Daniel. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had the audio for Saquon Barkley's big run. Evidently, I misclicked the button, but hold on. Here we go.
Here between running back and offensive line that has made this team and this.
Now there goes Barkley up for 76-yard scamper through the defense like it's nothing.
Patience by Barkley, and he sets up his offensive line to look great. His offensive line sets up Barkley to go to the Hall of Fame if he keeps playing like this.
Oh, if he keeps playing like this in Philadelphia, he is even with the seasons he had in New York, he is a gold jacket player. Are we going to give Dave Gettleman credit? Are we going to give Dave Gettleman a pat on the back for sending him over to Philadelphia? Oh, no, that's all Joe Schoen's doing. Can't have a $45 million quarterback handed off to a $12 million running back. No, you can't have that. You can't have that whatsoever. Not to mention the fact that Daniel Jones quit on this team. Daniel Jones got all the chances. Daniel Jones got all the accolades for being average. And even Tom Brady came out and said it. He quit on the team. He asked for his own release. Tom Brady said he would have done anything that the team asked him to do if he was under contract because it wasn't just about the team. It was about the guys in the locker room. It was about the other 52 men. That's what a lot of fans don't fucking get, and that's what pisses me off. Because a lot of fans have, because there is a select group, even like I said, even in college, and I put myself in that college file, that you're in a locker room with these other guys. And those guys you're going in the trenches with, you're going into the warfare with, you are battling with week in and week out. And they could say all the right things, but there was probably some rumblings and speculation that Daniel Jones is kind of a dickhead because he did quit on the team, because you asked for your own release, because you were being benched because you sucked. You're getting paid to suck, so you might as well sit on the roster or just stay home. But no, you asked for your own release like you were this messiah quarterback that deserved the opportunity to go to a playoff team, and the Minnesota Vikings picked you up, and what happened? The ghost of Sam Darnold returned. Is that a coincidence? No. Some players are just, you know what? I'm not a superstitious guy, but I was more of a superstitious guy when I played, because of the fact that sometimes there are some people in this world that you look at that are just unlucky. And I think Daniel Jones is just one of those guys. And it's one of those things that sometimes he goes someplace, and you go someplace and you just drag everything down. And that's kind of what Joe Schoen is doing. Joe Schoen has dragged this whole team down. Like I said, I look at Brandon Brown leaving. I remember what the 1925 Giants, whatever Twitter fucking idiot post was. He was talking about Brandon Brown and how Joe Schoen, that Brandon Brown didn't want to draft Malik Neighbors. So why would Joe, because I said Joe Schoen doesn't listen to his guys, and it showed into the window of the soul as hard knock. And he's like, well, why? He didn't want to draft him. Actually, and I told the moron, Brandon Brown says that, you know what? Sometimes when you grab a diva wide receiver, you take the attitude with it. And they're not always great guys. They're not always these nice guys, but you deal with it because of the talent. We had a great guy in Saquon Barkley. We had a team player in Saquon Barkley. We had a guy that was injured twice off errant throws by Daniel Jones. People forget that first ankle injury, his second season, occurred with him going after a bad pass in the flat from Daniel Jones when he twisted his ankle. We forget about that. We forget about that. His best games, that second season, came with a 4,946-year-old Eli Manning under center, because Eli Manning, even with a bad offensive line, understood how to put Saquon in position to be successful. This is all the blame. All this blame falls on the wonderkin, also known as Joe Schoen. Literally, if this team makes the Super Bowl, the Eagles, and you gave them Saquon Barkley, because you know what? No one's going to sign a 27-year-old running back. I still love the guy that said, we said, well, who's going to sign him? Anyone with cap space. So Philadelphia Eagles are literally just sitting there saying,
last year it was, tough year for me mentally. Did a really good job of. They love the Cowboys.
I'm gonna stop you for a second. I'm gonna let the crowd take this one. You guys listen at home. They are saying,
Thank you, Giants.
Thank you, Giants.
that clip just sums up the Joe Schoen regime. And now we have a general manager and a head coach who are under 0 hour, desperation hour, because of the mixed signals of this ownership sitting there and telling them, well, we have to keep the continuity, because every time we change things get worse. So you got to keep the continuity. I believe in these people in the building, said John Mara. And then in the same press conference, he says, but I'm not going to be happy if we lose and there's going to be changes. That sounds like a threat. That sounds like an edict to make the playoffs. But Joe Schoen comes out and says, you know what? I wasn't told I had to make the playoffs. I don't know. And this whole season ticket fiasco, I talked about it on the live stream. I canceled my Giants season tickets. And there's a PSL, personal seat licensing agreement, attached to the tickets. Now you have to pay that up front, one-time fee for each seat. And then, of course, you have to pay your yearly seat to your ticket prices. Now, you can sell your PSL on the PSL website so you can recoup your money back. Now, the best part is when you cancel your season tickets, they don't really cancel them. This is the best part. You have to wait till about April 15th, and you have to default on your tickets. So they send you a letter saying, listen, if you don't pay your ticket prices, you're going to lose the seats. Okay, that's stupidity number one. Stupidity number two, if you want to sell your PSL, you have to then first renew your season tickets with the PSL and sell them along with the PSL on the PSL website. Now, it's interesting because I've talked to other Giant fans who have dumped their season tickets in previous seasons, and they're like, yes, this is what you have to do. If you want to recoup the money back from the PSL, you have to re-up your tickets and sell that all together as a package on the website. I said, fuck it. Just keep the PSL money. I don't give a shit. I have taken so much of a beating, so much of a loss since being a fan of this team since 1976. It's like you know what, John, if you need the money, you fucking keep it. Because it's amazing to me that we now have like content creators and other people that are just going totally fucking bonkers, saying, at one point they're saying we need a quarterback, now they're saying we don't need a quarterback, now they're saying we're going to take best player available. The quarterback is the most important position on this entire team, on any team in the NFL, in college, and high school. We don't have one outside of Tommy DeVito. This is basically a 2-quarterback draft. We're going to get into Jackson Dart. We're going to get into the love affair and the stupidity of Jackson Dart, who had, I believe, 19 touchdowns in 4 games, and one of them was against, Furman, Southern Georgia, Duke, and Arkansas. Out of his 29 touchdowns, I believe 19 of them came in 4 games. We're not going to talk about the Kentucky game. We're not going to talk about the other games. We're not going to talk about the fact that he is not a pocket quarterback, that he's going to have to operate out on the run. And usually when you're a quarterback like that, like Jalen Hurts, you probably need a good running game, and I'm not seeing it on this team. But don't worry, we're going to hype up a guy that probably wouldn't have been drafted ahead of Joe Milton last year, and we want to take him in the fucking second round. Oh, it's been a long day, guys. Watching that Eagle game, I was at the game. I was excited for Saquon, but it just pisses you off as a Giant fan. It shows the ineptitude and stupidity of Joe Schoen. It's time. I mean, if they win a Super Bowl, how do you not fire Joe Schoen? Seriously. But don't worry, Mara won't be sleeping well. Well, evidently, Mara, you're sleeping just fine as Saquon Barkley runs 76 yards through that snow. I think we're gonna have a live stream on Tuesday. Today's Martin Luther King Day, so I'm not gonna do anything today besides this video. And as always, like, subscribe, blah 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 blah. Do all that shit. If you don't want to, I don't fucking care. because this team is just real. This team has just broken my fucking brain. This is Tim, this is York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC, and I'm out of here.